Miss Melinda's gonna be showing you turning logs, looking at cool bugs here in Thatcher. Oh, Miss Kristen.
What is it, Miss Melinda?
Oh, Miss Kristen.
Miss Melinda, what is
I
it?
should probably quiet my voice for the creatures.
Yes, so that's a great idea, Miss
Okay.
Melinda.
Shh.
If you're not
Shh.
your normal self, it's not because you're not feeling it today. It's just because we're trying to be respectful.
Miss Melinda wants to be screaming right now, but not if we want to see cool creatures out in the forest. So I want you to zoom in, Miss Kristen, at this tiny little water reservoir that's been created by rain. And bugs have made it their home. And we have things that you can find in small areas like this are tiny, tiny little fish. There's actually little fish in there right now. But also mosquito larvae, and so here we have a vernal pool, and a vernal pool is actually just a collection of rainwater, usually in the spring, that happens due to heavy rainfall in a shallow area. And so this is collected, but it will. So vernal pools are really important to our ecosystem because they actually allow habitats for frogs to lay eggs, mosquitoes, all insects, really, most aquatic insects that lay their eggs in water to grow and flourish. And so this is a really, it's temporary, but a really important part of the year for a lot of animals.
Miss Melinda, would you almost say it's a nursery?
Yeah! Another thing about vernal pools, like I'd mentioned, is that it's a great place for bugs and insects to lay eggs. This is a lot of bugs, whether they're aquatic or not, lay their eggs in water. This includes mosquitoes. Mosquitoes have aquatic larvae and eggs, and unfortunately in the spring, that's why they're so bad, is because we have all of this collection of rainfall. And so, a public service announcement, if you have anything outside your house that can collect even the smallest amount of water, like a bottle cap, mosquitoes will lay eggs in that. That's all they need. That's the amount of water as small as a bottle cap, which is crazy to me to think about. So you can imagine how many mosquito eggs are being laid in this vernal pool. And so with that being said, of course, wear your bug spray as you go outside because this is a perfect time to get bit by mosquitoes.
Miss Melinda?
Yes.
I hate mosquitoes. They're horrible. Why do we even have them?
Miss Kristen.
I need to know, why do we even have mosquitoes if all they do is bite me and make me itchy?
That's not all they do, Miss Kristen. Mosquitoes are a massive, massive part of the ecosystem. They are a big part of the food chain. They are eaten by frogs, birds,
bats? Do bats eat them?
Oh my goodness, bats love mosquitoes. And so they're
bats.
a big, big part of the ecosystem and the food chain. Now, one thing that we don't know is what would life be without mosquitoes? We don't know. We haven't ever lived a life without mosquitoes. And so that's something that people say, can we live without them? Can these animals find other things to eat? We don't know. And so I'm not qualified to tell you whether or not we could be without mosquitoes, but I do know for a fact that they're important to our ecosystem now. Help me! Miss Kristen.
What?
Look at this magnificent, beautiful etching made by bark beetles.
I thought those were bad.
Okay, so here's the thing. They are bad. They're terrible for the tree.
What does it mean to be terrible for the tree? Why are they terrible?
They eat their way through the bark, they eat the nutrients in the tree, and therefore the tree is weaker.
So what's an invasive species?
An invasive species is a plant or an animal that has controlled an area that they're not actually native to, so that they didn't originate here. Bark beetles didn't originate here, but somehow they've managed to make their way here and start to destroy the tree. Now, I personally think that they make beautiful designs, but at the cost of a living thing. And so unfortunately, I love all bugs, I do, and so does Miss Marina, but we do understand the negative effects of the bark beetle.
Oh, I've heard of an invasive species before, like the zebra mussels in the Great Lakes.
Exactly.
They came here on the boats.
So I wonder how bark beetles got here.
I don't know, maybe that's something one of the friends in the players' classroom could investigate.
I'll have to let Miss Marina know. All right, friends, here we have a perfect log to roll. Now, there's some important things that you need to know about rolling logs. This log, you want to pick a log that is not going to break your back, right? You want to pick one that's a decent size. This here would not be a good size to roll by yourself. If there's teamwork, make the dream work. But otherwise, here, we have a perfect log. Okay, so first step, identify your log. This is the one. Second step, you're going to roll the log towards you. So I'm going to roll the log this way. And the reason for that is because you don't know what's hiding under this log. It could be a snake. It could be creatures. You really just don't know. And so for safety reasons, while you move the log this way, anything that's under there that you wouldn't want to see is going to run that way. Okay, so second step is to roll the log this way. Third step, when you're all done with your log and you're done discovering your creatures, put them back, do not keep them, and make sure you put the log back gently, because that's an ecosystem and that's them. All right, mussels, all right. So sometimes when you turn a log, there isn't a whole lot that you're gonna find, depending on what's, you know, if it's super wet around the log. I do see some creatures here. We've got a roly-poly kind of trying to escape us here, so I can show you that. I got mud all over my hands now. Roly-polies are beautiful little creatures. However, he's playing dead. He's not dead, I promise. However, roly-polies are not insects. And the reason that they're not insects is look how many legs they have. Check that out. There's a lot, okay? And insects only have 6 legs. So they're not insects. And
What are they called?
they're crustaceans, Miss Kristen.
Oh, I thought they were called isopods.
They're land crustaceans. They are related to isopods. They are isopods. They're land isopods, but crustaceans would be the bigger grouping for them. So they are related to crabs and lobsters, which is crazy.
Wow. Because they have jointed legs. They're arthropods?
Yeah.
Oh.
Miss Marina walked away from a log earlier. Miss Melinda is gonna show her exactly what she needs to be doing instead. We're gonna roll this log back gently, okay? Because as you can imagine, if there was a giant, let's say you were a bug, and there was a giant trying to roll a log back over you, you'd want it to be nice and gentle. So,
Or pick your house up.
yeah, let's give them back their home and leave them to be in peace. All right, so some cool things that you'll be able to see under log bark, not necessarily under logs, are tiny little larvae. This is the perfect time in spring to find really cool beetle larvae. And so here is a beetle larvae, and you can tell that it's an insect because if you flip it over and you look at its tiny little legs, there's 6 of them, okay? And so this is a beetle larvae. I'm not sure which one, not that good, right? However, it could be just a common ground beetle.
Aren't there so many beetles in the world?
Miss Kristen, they are known to be the most diverse species of insect. I'm not sorry, not species, but grouping of insects. So they are the most diverse, which is crazy.
And
So
there's
there's the
how
most
many different types?
Oh my goodness, Miss Kristen. I can't even imagine how many different kind.
Oh my gosh, maybe another thing for Polaris Fund of Research.
Yeah. Skeleton. It's breaking apart in my hand. This. Ah!
Miss Melinda.
No.
What is it?
Miss Melinda's scared of ants. That's the one thing Miss Melinda doesn't like.
Well, you rolled it over.
She respects them, but she doesn't like it.
But it rolled over.
I rolled it over.
So we gotta roll it back.
Miss Kristen.
Do you need me to do it?
Yes, please. There's eggs and everything.
Good job
I will
for
say
that.
one really cool thing about ants, while I might not enjoy being around them because they just kind of scare me, I don't know what it is. The really great thing about ants is that they are eusocial insects. So what that means is that they communicate to each other, and that's not by talking, although we don't really know that yet, but it's by hormones. And so they will give off hormones or a scent for other ants to pick up on. And so if you see ants kind of walking in a trail It's because of a really scientific thing that's happening. They already laid down a path of hormones, therefore the ants know to follow. They also have colony hierarchy. So there's the king, there's no kings. There's the queen, right? So the queen is really, really large. And then they have a lot of workers, and there's more than that. I'm not very well versed with ants because they kind of scare me, but I do respect them and they're very important to our economy. Ecosystem! Silly Miss Marina, they're not making money. I mean, Miss Melinda, oh!
There's an exoskeleton in here.
Exoskeleton.
Oh,
Where?
here it's of a...
Crustacean. Whoa, 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 crane fly alert. Where'd you go? No! Crane flies. Crane flies kind of look like mosquitoes, but they're not mosquitoes. And so they're often killed or squashed because of it. They look very similar, and I'm gonna tell you the difference between a crane fly and a mosquito. Crane flies look to me different, but it's because I have a trained eye. So crane flies have really, really long legs, okay? And they're much bigger than mosquitoes. If you see something that looks like a giant mosquito, it's a crane fly. Please don't squash crane flies, they're important to our ecosystem. If you're gonna squash mosquitoes, I can't stop you. However, crane flies do not bite humans, and so it's important to know the difference between the two because there's no need to kill crane flies.
What do they do for the ecosystem?
Oh, they're food.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so-
used to think that crane flies were giant mosquitoes when I was a child.
Yeah, and so they do look like giant mosquitoes, and that scares a lot of people, and they'll immediately squash them. But they don't bite. They don't bite humans. Oh, mushrooms. All right, so turning the log, immediately I see a lot of growth of fungus here, or shelf mushrooms, I believe. Miss Kristen, can you confirm that?
I can't confirm that.
So maybe not. Oh my gosh! Holy!
Melinda! Miss Melinda!
That's the biggest
Miss Melinda!
That's the biggest slug I've ever seen, Miss Kristen. What is that thing?
That is the coolest thing. Oh, you're gonna pick it up, Miss Melinda? Do we pick up things that we don't know what they are?
Can we research it
Sure.
out here? And this one's cute too. Look at this cutie. All right, friends, we got a nice family of slugs here. I don't believe any of them are related, however. They're different sizes. So we've got a cute little one right here. Another one right here that looks different. Another slug. Ooh, and there's another one that looks even more different, Miss Kristen, right here. Be careful, there's some fungus here, Miss Kristen. I want you to put your hand on it. We don't know how it will react to skin. So the coolest...
Let's let them go past.
Okay.
Wow, look at its slug trail. Look at its trail. Do you see it?
It's incredible. Here we go. So the cool discovery that we made, this is the first time Miss Melinda has ever seen anything like this. Look at the size comparison to my hand. Like, that is a big, big slug. And so that's a leopard slug. Leopard slugs come from Europe, so it is non-native. Technically though, they are not invasive because they're not taking over any habitats, but they do not come from the United States. So that is that on a leopard slug, and I'd love to do more research on that, Miss Kristen.
Cool.
Oh, that's a big wolf boy. It's huge. Yep. So, Miss Marina told me that you friends would be watching this video during Community Zoom. So, it's time for an activity. And that is going to be the bug song. Miss Kristen's going to be singing it because unfortunately, Miss Melinda, I do not know the song. but I know the actions to it, so I will be doing the actions, she'll be singing the song. So it is time for you to stand up, and let's perform a song.
All right, Miss Melinda, repeat after me.
Okay.
Head,
Head,
thorax,
thorax,
abdomen,
abdomen,
head,
head,
thorax,
thorax,
abdomen,
abdomen,
big eyes,
big eyes,
small size,
small size,
2 antenna 2,
2 antenna, 2,
head,
head,
thorax,
thorax,
abdomen. Okay? And we
Okay.
sing it to the tune of head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Oh, that
But
makes
there's
sense.
one more extra part.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay? 6 legs,
6 legs,
some wings,
some wings,
exoskeleton,
exoskeleton,
head,
head,
thorax,
thorax,
abdomen.
All right, I'm ready, Miss Kristen. I hope
All
they're
right.
ready too.
I don't know if anybody's ready.
I don't know if anyone's ready to see this.
Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Big eyes, small size, 2 antenna 2. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. 6 legs, some wings, exoskeleton. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Wow, that